day, viewers, and a warm-hearted welcome to episode number 29 of Erongo Talk. I am Otis Daniels, your presenter for today. We are at Aphrodite Beach for today's show, bringing you an update on what's happening on the news front with regard to our mighty Erongo region. Today's episode also contains an interview with community activist and chairman of the Namibian Genocide Association, Mr. Laidlaw Peringanda. We also share the prevailing and predicted temperatures as well as the tides with you. So, you see, we do rule the waves here at the coast with something for each and everyone on our show. We will be right back after this. And now for the news. The Minister of Health and Social Services, Kalumbi Shangula, announced 33 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 yesterday. This brought the total number of confirmed cases to 183. All the newly reported cases are from Office Bay, and this means that there are now 138 COVID-19 confirmed cases in the Erongo region. These include 133 active cases in Office Bay, 4 active cases in Swakopmund, and 1 recovery, which is case 26. The tuna core fishing factory temporarily closed its doors after 4 of its employees tested positive for the coronavirus. These employees were part of 14 cases announced by the Minister of Health on Thursday morning. Tuna core Chief Executive Paya Tula said that the 2 registered nurses who operate from Tuna core's on-site clinic received information that there was suspected community transmission in Kuisapmund. Aitula confirmed that 4 of the 79 employees tested positive for COVID-19. According to Aitula, the night shift at the factory was stopped and the management set plans in motion to close the factory for disinfection as soon as the results became known on Thursday morning. Tuna core officials subsequently met with Governor Neville Andre to brief him on the situation at the factory on Wednesday. After this meeting, the governor said that fishing factories need to do more to educate and safeguard their employees against COVID-19. Despite the fact that there is overall preparedness and readiness, there is still more that needs to be done in terms of providing more information and awareness on COVID-19, the general safety of the workers, sanitizers, and psychosocial support, said the governor. The governor also visited fishing factories in light of the growing identification of positive cases and with the aim of obtaining first-hand information on how prepared and ready the companies are with regard to curbing the spread of the pandemic. He engaged the management as well as shop stewards during this visit. The employers assured me that all the infected, affected and isolated employees who are in quarantine or isolation facilities will continue to get full remuneration, said the governor. Andre also said he was encouraged to observe that most factories are doing away with systems which might expose the employees to the virus. More than 600 fixed-term factory workers find themselves without jobs after the quota for seafood pelagic processing plant was taken away by government. In a letter to the employees, the company explained that the reason for the non-renewal of fixed-term employees' contracts is due to non-availability of sufficient quota for the company to continue with its operations. The workers petitioned the office of the governor on 10 June and asked the governor to intervene and save their jobs and livelihood. According to the petition that was signed by 511 workers, the company is to be awarded 50 tons of horse mackerel quota annually for 15 years in terms of the Government Gazette number 6307 of 15 May 27. The company was, however, only allocated 16,666.67 tons for this year, and its vessels stopped operating on 27 May. The employees have been at homes since then, and this resulted in a $3 million per week loss for the company, which has planned to put all of its 600 fixed-term employees on a permanent employment contract on the 1st of July. Yes, a fire destroyed a house in Sea Point, Kusapmund yesterday evening. No lives were lost, despite considerable damages suffered. Finally, the Roads Authority announced that its Walvis Bay and Swakopmund nature centers would reopen to the public with a number of hygienic measures that are applicable. In a bid to attend to applicants whose learner and driving license booking expired during the lockdown, the Road Authority has suspended new applications and bookings for 2 weeks. It's now from 23rd of June to the 7th of July, with new bookings that will commence on the 8th of July. Persons who had confirmed bookings for learners and driving licenses tests during the lockdown will be contacted via the Road Authority's SMS line for a new date and time for the test. The Road Authority also discourages persons from visiting its offices to make a booking in person, advising that contact can be made via email at pr@ra.org.na for assistance. And that concludes your news for today.
Hi, my name is Sean Taylor from Anchors Away, and keep watching Erongo Talk.
With me here is Laidlaw Peringanda, who is the Namibian Genocide Association chairman. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. There's a lot of monuments that are here in Swakopmund that perhaps have a historic meaning to some people. What is your take on these monuments?
For me, I think that those monuments have very bad history. Like myself, I'm a descendant of the survivors of the 1904 genocide. And also some of my relatives was in the Swakopmund concentration camps, whereby they were slaves and so on. And the Marine Dengmal, which is next to the State House in Swakopmund, it was erected just a few months after the Swakopmund concentration camps.
Yes.
And if you can see also closer at the monument itself, there's names like Oshirina Maparero, Okanjiras. Those ones are my great-grandfather's, villages. And even on the monument itself, it was engraved that the German colonial soldiers was fighting with guards against the rebellious settlers. And then you saw, then on the monument itself, there's names of the German colonial soldiers, but you don't see a single name of the victims who was part of the genocide. So it's very painful because every year also some member of the German communities, they are coming there, they are putting wreaths and flowers and commemorating their fallen heroes.
Yeah.
And when you go down to the sea, there's the one with the cross.
The Kaiser's Cross, right?
Yeah, it's a Nazi soldier commemorating Nazi soldiers in the First and Second World War.
Right.
So we don't need that type of monument here in Africa because maybe it must be put in Germany because it is commemorating Nazi soldiers who killed a lot of people in, like Jewish and other people in Europe.
So moving on, the cemetery in Kramersdorf, a lot is going on there. People are not, or let me say the municipality, what can they do? Because if you look on the east side of the cemetery, it's very contradictory to the west side of the cemetery. What can be done?
Basically, the municipality and the town council must employ permanent workers who's going to take care of the graves of the 1904, and as well as the one from the old location. But as you can see, only on the other side it's been taken care. So, but then they are talking about that there's a reconciliation and so on, but it's only certain, the people with the skin color which is black, they are not taken care, and it's very painful. So that's why I decided that every 10th of December, on the International Human Rights Day, we are always having a cleaning up campaigns there at the graveyards, remoting back the sand and so on, because it has been really neglected and it's really unfair, and I really fail to understand why the Ngumbashe graveyards and those, not really early, but the other monuments, graveyards there for the liberation struggle have been
well maintained.
It's well maintained and also declared as national heritage sites. So, but when you see the graveyard of the one of 1904 the people who fought the first war of resistance. It's been neglected after 30 years of Namibian independence.
Do you think that the reason perhaps is political?
Yeah, it's the political which is involved. We know that the majority in the parliament are SAPO members, and even councillors here, the majority are also SAPO members. So there's actually politics which is involved, or let me say maybe tribalism also. You know, I wrote numerous letters. I had various meetings with the CEOs, and they've been refusing to look after our ancestors' grave.
All right. So moving on to Henties Bay, there is the gallows. What is your take on the gallows?
It was actually put during the apartheid liberation, apartheid era, and I think the gallows must also be removed because we don't need. Because even during the apartheid era, people used to be hanged. So, I mean, when you see a piece of rope which is on top of a pole or a tree, it's a very bad reminder. I mean, I'm originally from Oshimbingwe. And in Oshimbingwe, there's a village called Erekero. It means a place where people have been hanged. And you also see some of the trees there, that is constantly reminding us, when you are seeing those things. Like for me, I'm a descendant of people who were killed during the apartheid regime. Even Kakruka Mungunda was my aunt.
Serious?
Yeah. And even in 1904, my grandmothers and so on, even Jose Kutako was also my uncle. I mean, I have lost a lot of people, during the liberation struggle as well as during 1904. I mean, we are having a transgenerational trauma. So, I mean, when we see these type of things, it's really also bringing some sort of, health, mental health, issues towards, our people. And some of the people, there's a lot of comments that I receive even on social media, whereby I've received some death threats by some white community and even threats. And so, whereby they said that, I must shut up, or otherwise, they will assassinate you. But as an activist, I will never keep quiet. I will talk about all this injustice. Okay, so even I've also laid a case against the specific morning Merindengma at the ICC. Okay. So they are also now basically looking on certain technicalities and certain laws, so because the very same person also that have put the Merindengma. Who ordered the monument to be erected, the Willem Kaiser, he went to Holland, and the Dutch government was also refusing to extradite him. He's the very same person who told Van Trotter to come to Namibia, to the German Southwest Africa to kill 1,000 of Namas and Herero people.
To wipe out the
so,
and the Namas.
So the very same person also, he was buried in Holland. So he even violated the Hague Convention of 1899 as well as 1907 conventions. So there's a lot of international instruments that we can use, so that can use against the even.
But going back to the monuments, if we remove certain monuments, what about the buildings?
We don't have a problem with buildings. All we have a problem is of monuments. Monument is something that, I'm an artist by profession. I've studied art. If you make a sculpture or monument, something that you will commemorate. It's something that you worship.
That you praise.
Yeah. So
in high esteem.
Yeah. So for me, I don't think the monuments should be destroyed. They'll rather be put in museums and so on. Yeah. So those ones who want to go and watch them must pay and so on. But in the public domain, it's not really good. And as you can see, after the death of George Floyd in USA, Minneapolis, in the States, the Black movement, Black Lives Matter movements have rise up, and there's a lot of monuments that has been toppled and removed and so on across the world. So you can see that now the people around the world now they're starting to remove all those colonial monuments. I started a long time ago in 2015, and people said I was crazy. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, when they see that this monument has started to be removed, and then they said, "No, Laidlaw, in 2015, you are the one who was advocating for certain colonial monuments to be removed in Namibia." So it's
and going back to your point where you're saying they must be put back into museums. In Windhoek, we've also seen the horse and the rider has been also been removed. So I don't know, is it perhaps just a matter of time before Swakopmund also wakes up?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of time, yeah. So, but I think first maybe we must also consult, other stakeholders, and maybe member of the German community or other tribes and so on, so that we can maybe discuss this issue in
more in depth.
In more in depth, because a lot of people was also offended when the rider dogma was removed, because there was supposed to be 60 days objections, and within 5 days the government removed it at night, and procedures was not followed. The National Heritage Act of 2004 was also violated.
Yes.
Where I also pointed to Sebastian Taitsunga that he didn't follow procedures, when police officers was also there for the monument to remove. No, that's why the German community also decided that they are going to put a replica at Alstad restaurant, because they knew very well that procedures was not followed by the government.
Yes.
The very same government that have enacted laws are the one who are violating their own laws.
Yes. So now going back to the matter of the genocide, do you perhaps feel that there should be a special day set aside to commemorate the fallen victims or fallen heroes and heroines of the genocide?
Yeah, definitely. There should be a national day like the 2nd of October, whereby the extermination order was issued by von Schroeder. So, I fail to understand, why is there only, days for Kasingas and so on, But the people that fought the first war of resistance, have been, like I said also before, politics is partly also involved in this. And we must try to, reconcile. If you have that specific day, I have a lot of good friends also from the German community who feels that what their ancestors did was not good.
Right, yeah.
So, if you have that specific day, you can even bring a lot of young people from the perpetrators and the victims, and then they will learn about the history. And then once they learn about the history, genocide will not repeat again. We have to learn from the past, because the past is very important in order to have a good future.
But in terms of reparations, is the money that they're offering, I know we do not know the exact amount, but is it enough?
Because, if you take someone's life, even a life of one person is worth a lot of millions. So, in monetary terms, that money is not a lot, but I think it will help the descendants of the survivors. So, but I think that specific money, maybe it must be used for education purposes. Maybe we must
for the entire country, or for all.
Maybe 70% should be the descendants of the survivors that maybe must go and study to universities in Germany and so on.
Yeah.
And maybe the other 30% must be the other tribes, because investing in education is very important. And I think also Germany must also start to buy those commercial lands which is in the hands of the minority whites who benefit through the Berlin Conference of 1884-85. Because what we are seeing right now, our government is the one that is buying the lands from white farmers through willing seller, willing buyer. So I think it must be Germany must start to buy land, and the land must be distributed to those people that have lost the land.
All right. And with Kali Schledwein now being the Minister of Land Reform, I'm sure things will start moving in the right direction. And what is your final word?
My final word is I think Namibians must reconcile white and blacks. And I've also saw now that tribalism is starting to show its ugly heads, and we must reconcile in this country, whether you are blacks or white, to have a better Namibia. Because if Namibia starts to sing, all of us, we will go down to the drain together. So we must try to reconcile, irrespective of your skin color or your tribe and so on.
Thank you very much for having given us your time. It was a really fruitful discussion.
Thank you, sir.
All right, there you have it. That was Laidlaw Peringanda. Keep watching Erongo Talk. We'll be back right after this.
And now for your tides and the weather. We had a low tide at 10 past 4 this morning and a high tide at 23 minutes past 10. We'll have another low tide at 19 minutes past 4 and a high tide at 8 minutes to 11. Moving on to the weather. For Walvis Bay, the sun was out at 7:45 and is expected to set at 6:30. We'll have a maximum of 23 with a southwesterly wind prevailing. We'll have a minimum of 19 and a maximum of 30 for tomorrow. In Swakopmund, the sun was out at 7:45 and is expected to set at 6:30. We'll have a maximum of 21 with a southwesterly wind prevailing. A minimum for 20 and a maximum of 28 predicted for tomorrow. Moving on to Antis Bay, the sun was out at 7:45 and is expected to set at 6:30. A maximum of 21 with a southern wind prevailing, a minimum of 18 and a maximum of 30 predicted for tomorrow. Moving on to Arandas, the sun was out at 8:20 and is expected to set at 27 minutes past 6 this afternoon. A maximum of 32 with a northern wind and a minimum of 18 and a maximum of 32 predicted for tomorrow. Usakos, the sun was out at 8:25 and is expected to set at 25 past 6 this afternoon. A maximum of 30 and a east-northeasterly wind prevailing. A minimum of 11 and a maximum of 29 predicted for tomorrow. Karibab, the sun was out at 8:25 and is expected to set at 24 minutes past 6 this afternoon. We have a maximum of 28 and a northeasterly wind prevailing. A minimum of 9 and a maximum of 27 predicted for tomorrow. Concluding with Omaruru, the sun was out at 8:25 and is expected to set at 25 past 6 this afternoon. A maximum of 27 with the east-northeasterly wind prevailing, and then a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 27 predicted for tomorrow.
Hey guys, it's Likius Nanda, Namibian Golfer 2018 Sports Star of the Year. Keep watching Erongo Talk. We'll be right back after this.
And with that, we've come to the end of today's episode of Erongo Talk. I hope you've enjoyed the content of our show. Erongo Talk is an extension of our website www.erongo.com.na and our Erongo 24/7 Facebook page. All you need is to like and then go click on the links on our Facebook page to access stories, information about services as well as adverts on our website. We have more than 48,000 and still climbing online followers. So, if you really need to advertise or promote a product or your company, just send us a WhatsApp at 081 170 0040 and we will get in touch with you. You are also most welcome to drop us clips of what's happening in your community and our region. or send us some newsworthy tips or hints. Remember, this show is about our community and contains your news. Until next time, keep your social distancing, wear your mask, and sanitize your hands. Stay safe and healthy. Peace.